Good evening, everyone. I hope everyone's enjoying their dinner. I just wanted to remind everyone about tonight's hashtag. Please post hashtag empowered women on Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram. And of course, tell your friends to check us out on Podcast.Ph. Can I please call back Vice President for Internal Hans Ivan Angpin to acknowledge our guests and to introduce tonight's SG Corner.
Good evening again. Now I could formally introduce everybody now that I have the list. We have sister chapters from all over the metro area. Sister chapter Perlas Pasay with President Cecil Acad. Thank you very much. We have JCI Marikina Marikit with President Chesa Pitok. JCI Princess Urduha. I believe their president's still on the way. We also have JCI Manilena. They're here with their Secretary General and Janine Baksa. And we also have our members from the metro area. First, I'd like to welcome Junie Magpantay from JCI Calamba de la Masilang. Thank you very much for coming. And we have our members from JCI Alabang with National Chairman Vicky. And lastly, we have a member from JCI Lipa, member Gerald. Are you around? Thank you very much, Gerald. Since our Secretary General for the evening is not available, I'll be doing his corner, the SG corner, where we introduce the different projects of that's upcoming so that we could recruit members to attend. First up on the list will be asking, let's see, Chairman Mike Uy to present the video for KK. We recently went to KK for their induction. So, Chairman Mike.
Good evening, everyone. At the end of last month, JCI Manila visited our sister chapter, JCI Kota Kinabalu. The objective was to strengthen our relationship with these guys, and that we did. With our KK brothers and sisters, we took long walks on the beach, held hands, cried at the beautiful sunset, I tell you more, but it's such a long list. And for that, I prepared a short video of what happened. Please enjoy. Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. Jaeger bombs. We would give you each job for testing the protocol skills of our members. Excellent protocol, no look. I have no food, so I can make mistakes.
What a wonderful video. So hopefully that will entice the other members to go to next onto KL, which is going to happen soon. Next up on the list. Next up on the list is let me call on JCI member Charles Nang to present to us the JCIP Advantage card.
We have a video from the National Committee for JCIP Advantage Card.
So what's your advantage? JCI Advantage aims to provide more value to the membership of JCI Philippines. JCI Advantage is a platform that also provides leadership opportunities to JCI members by opening more than 200 LO chairmanships all over the country. It also aims to facilitate a win-win partnership between partner companies and JCI members. It serves as a good value to JCI members because of discounts and privileges exclusively given to JCI members. If you're a company or establishment, it's easy to enroll in the JCI Advantage program. You may approach any JCI member or chapter to inquire. Apply by dropping by our Facebook page at www.jcipadvantage.com. Email us at jcipadvantage@gmail.com. Just sign a partnership agreement with JCIP and submit with payment of 1,000 pesos listing fee. Once received, JCIP Advantage team will give you JCIP materials for your establishment. JCIP will promote with membership your company either through social media, website, radio, or events. It's that easy. Your company gets to be marketed to more than 8,000 members nationwide. Join the JCI Advantage program now.
Uh, yung ID, yung the guy in the ID is the long lost twin of our member Robert Kraut, si Press RJ of Alabang. Now, what is James IP Advantage card? It is the rebranding of the JCIP discount card. It's been around for over 10 years. Before it was called JCI Max. Then it was rebranded to JCI Max with a double X, then JCI Max and beyond. Now it's JCI Advantage. In 2013, Toby's already committed. It's at that time 34 stores for GCI discount card. Now it's 51. Toby Claudio, our past president, has recommitted to the JCIP Advantage discount card. So it was launched this February 6th and under National Chairwoman Vicky Martinez. It's for our 8,000 members and hopefully of our 40,000 alumni. They are incentivized to renew their memberships. These are the standees that will be providing our merchant partners. Yeah. Our target is 500 companies all over the country to give discounts to our 8,000 members. Before, we only had 122 in the past versions of the Advantage, the discount card. Now we're targeting nationwide merchants. So Toby's is nationwide, Beyond the Box is nationwide, Apartment 8 is nationwide. That's our first step, to provide for discounts to our members nationwide right away. And so the ideal criteria is for companies with 10 branches or more. It can give higher discounts, 10% or more, and can give long-term contract to us, at least 2 years. And, of course, when we tap, we get JCI points, but Manila, of course, we're getting the maximum already. It's only a listing fee of 1,000 pesos for all your companies. So if you own two companies together, it's only 1,000, so it's all virtually free. And, of course, we're not going to tap controversial companies, adult products. The forms are available outside. Okay. Okay. So we have a Facebook page already. Please like. Then we'll be having an app and a web page soon. Yeah. These are the brands, our Manila-owned companies that already committed to join JCIP Advantage Card. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JCI member Charles Nang. Sana matulungan natin yung JCIP, especially now they're Now we have our own Steve Ticanco handling the national presidency. So for those of you who have businesses, hopefully you could sign up for a JCIP card. Next up on the list, let me call on our host for the evening, Kalel Gosintian, to invite everybody to the JCI Manila Dare to Care Cognizant Cup.
On Saturday, March 19, JCI Manila will have its first ever Dare to Care Cognizant Cup, which is an inter-school football tournament for public school kids aged 6 to 12. There will be 8 schools competing, and they're gonna win a lot of prizes. Ceremonies start at 9:30, but feel free to come by anytime. It's gonna end at around 3. We'll be having Chino Roque, the first Filipino astronaut and former varsity player from La Salle Zobel, as our inspirational speaker. There will also be live entertainment from the Smoky Mountain Dancers. And also an exhibition match between JCI Manila and certain guests. And for you guys, there's gonna be a penalty competition. We have a lot of prizes in store. Please do come by. So we hope to see you at the Field of Dreams in Smoky Mountain on Saturday. Thank you.
Thank you much, Chairman Colel. Yeah, that's a really big program. So, sana makapunta tayo yung mga football players dyan. Next up, let me call on member Bonnie Yu and Ted Chua to discuss the Captain America Civil War block screening.
All right, guys, let me just invite you to join us on April 27 in Green Hills Atmos Theater. So we have 2 cinemas. We're going to have a block screening for Captain America Civil War, and this is of ISAFP, and the construction of Banquerohan Elementary School's SPED building in Legazpi. So we're going to invite cosplayers. We're going to have a raffle. We're actually raffling off a replica of Captain America's shield. So we're actually inviting everyone to go there, and let us know if you're Team Cap or if you're Team Iron Man. So tickets are 500 and 600. So let me or Chairman Bonnie know if you're interested to go. Thank you.
Thank you, Ted. Now let us call on JCI member Kelly Blaquera to share with us We Care, We Share.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Kelly Blaquera, the chairman of We Care, We Share. This is a medical outreach program of the JCI Manila. Anyway, this is one of the biggest medical outreach program of JCI Manila because it's the first time that we'll be having a joint project with JCI chapters from Cebu, like JCI Sugbuan Cebu and JCI Metro Uptown Cebu. We Care, We Share is the biggest project. Next, please. We Care, We Share is one of the biggest medical mission that we'll be having by JCI Manila because we'll be catering from 4 municipalities, for 4th class to 5th class municipalities from the southern tip of the island of Cebu, which is Boholon, Oslob, Samboan, and Santander. And our approximate beneficiaries would be at least 1,200 screen patients. Okay, the objective of We Care, We Share medical outreach program would be to deliver medical needs and attention to the community of BOSS, and then to educate the communities about their health, and then to provide medications and necessary needs of the for the necessary needs of the beneficiaries, and to have a partnership with the local chapters in Cebu and the Department of Health. So as you can see, the BOSS, the BOSS municipalities in Cebu is at the southern tip of the island. As about what 4 to 6 hours ride from the Metro Cebu. Next, please. So for the date of the event and the program would be day one would be March 19 in Oslob, and then day two would be March 20 in Samboan. The flow would be as follows. So next, please. So we are humbly asking for your support. Your support can be given through purchasing the shirts, the I share shirts. This not much. It's just about 500 pesos. It's just about 500 pesos, and proceeds will go to the We Care, We Share, the medical outreach program. Thank you.
Thank you very much, JCI member Kelly. So, marami tayong mga projects tayo. Sana matulungan natin yung mga members natin. And lastly, for the SG Corner, let me call on Baby JC James Sia to present the closing of their Handog Linga project.
On behalf of our group, Chairman Ron Lim, Co-Chair Pao Olivares, Marco Tronqued, Kevin Wong, and Frank Ching Chong Selay, we would like to thank you, Direct Marv and Commissioner Carl Ang, and the Board of Directors for supporting our project, and the presence of President Rami and EVP Joff on our event. Our group would like to present a short video.
This project takes over 1,000 indigent children with special needs and their teachers from several public schools in Manila under DepEd Special Education Program. A day of fun and learning.
This project offers special children a shot to have an equal opportunity in life. And this again is so that we could celebrate their uniqueness and I truly believe that God has a purpose for giving us our children, and I believe that each one of them is a blessing. As Mother Teresa once said, not all of us can do great things, but we can all do small things with great love. I do want to know that to be 2016, and then the party begins. That is all. Let's officially, all right, picture and open this event. specific purpose. Ang oras daw, ang time daw ay isang maliit na bahagi ng pagwalang hanggan na isinasantabi para sa isang mabuting layunin. How we spend our time is how we will spend our life. Actually, ngayong araw na to, I'm speechless. Na mayroong special gift. Ang kanilang pong regalo ay ang kanilang kakayahan kunin ang mga tao sa kanilang puso. Special children are the sweetest, most unselfish. Children especially take the world with beautiful moral speeches. So working with a community like this is very close to my heart. Our life today here on earth is a preparation for our life in eternity. How we choose to spend our life here on earth will determine our destiny in eternity. Gusto ko to congratulate ang teachers, ang mga magulang, ang JCI Manila. Dahil ito sa ginagawa ninyo ngayon, you are making every time worth living. Ito mga isang araw lang. Pero this is something very memorable to them. Isang bagay, isang experience na kanilang dadalhin ng buong taon. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery. But today is a gift. That's why it is called the present. Okay, so, first round of teachers, ready to go ahead? Ready to swim? Alright, 5 minutes start now.
But I need this, yeah, I need this. You're my fault, my weakness. When did you turn so cold? You cut me down to the bone. Now you're dancing all over my soul. I'm falling to pieces, to pieces, to pieces. But I still stay, 'cause you're the only thing I know. So won't you take me home, take me home, take me Rising circles, here we go, with the highest highs and the lowest lows. But no one shakes me like you do. My best mistake was you. You're my sweet affliction, 'cause you hurt me right, but you do it nice. Round in circles, here we go. Yeah. I still stay, 'cause you're the only thing I know. So won't you take me home?
Congratulations to the Baby JC group that held Handog Lingap. They were able to gather, they actually had 1,300 participants at that event. They had 750 special education kids, and including their parents and teachers. It turns out to like 1,300 members. So let's give them a big round of applause for such a wonderful project. May pasingit lang isa. May I call on our past ET Executive Treasurer, Senator Miko Pasha, to invite everybody to the golf tournament this coming Friday.
Good evening, everyone. I'd just like to, in behalf of our national president, President Steve Ticanco, I'd like to invite everyone to support the first JCI Philippines President Cup Golf Tournament. It's a fundraising event. National programs of JCI Philippines is going to happen this coming Friday, March 18 at the Wak Golf and Country Club. Tickets are priced at 4,500. Any price, everyone. It's guaranteed. We'll be going around and inviting everyone, so please support. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SG Miko. So hopefully may mga golfers ba dito na hindi pa kasali na pwedeng mag-sign up and join the JCIP President's Cup, the very first ever. Okay, now may I ask everybody to please focus their attention on the screens as we play several videos in preparation for our special event this evening.
Sabi nga, di ba, mas mura pang magpalibing kaysa magpagamot?
Kaya titigil lang ako pag ang kalusugan ay abot kaya na ng lahat. Bawat pamilyang Pilipino, ito ang kailangan para maitag ang isang malusog at maunlad na bayan.
Ako po si Risa Ontiveros, Healthy Pinoy, Healthy Pinas.
Oh, walang gagala. Regalo ni boss.
Si Laila de Lima, tumulong magpakulong ng mga kriminal at corrupt na government officials. Ito ang justice without fear. Laila de Lima ang hustisya.
Sorry. Yeah, thank you very much for those wonderful videos. Now, may I ask, there's one more video, okay.
Please remember their names. They continue to taunt the state with their ability to evade arrest and prosecution. Having been charged for complicity in the Apatuan massacre, an immediate arrest is a matter of national security.
It is the most violent and brutal violence the Philippines has ever seen.
2009 was the Manila massacre. The case was filed before 2010. I remain confident there will be convictions.
Sa bersyon ng mga bagong testigo ng DOJ, hinarang na mga armadong lalaki na may bitbit na signage sa checkpoint ang dalawang SUV na sinasakyan ng grupo ni Vic Seaman.
As you know, I think the families of those slain are seeking the DOJ's help to conduct a probe.
It's almost impossible or it's very difficult to believe that there was shootout. Kailangan meron managot.
The PDAP scam attributed to Janet Lim Napoles was discovered by accident through circumstances which were not the whistleblower's own choosing. I directed the National Bureau of Investigation to look into the alleged serious illegal detention of Ben Hur. I instructed the NBI to start its investigation on the Napoles scam operations. We will see this through and we will see justice done, though the mighty and powerful fall from their perches in heaven.
So living a privileged life, totally unacceptable.
Show po talaga sa kanila. They better have a good explanation. Otherwise, talaga sila na nanganganig na. Planuhin daw lahat para ma-reclaim ang buong MVP from the grasp and control of this money and influential inmates.
Nagtungo ngayong araw si Justice Secretary Laila de Lima dito sa mismo encounter site tama makapanong kung saan nakaenkwentro ng PNP Special Action Force ang Evanet at iba pang arumatong grupo noong January 25.
Inaalam namin ang buong pangyayari para malaman din namin meron bang mga criminal cases under the revised penal code na pwedeng tayo magpanagot sa mga may kagagawan niyan. Sino ba ang mga pwedeng panagutin sa pagpatay?
Just a little teasers for our honorable guest this evening. So now, may I ask those who's already finished eating, if you could please stand up and come up front and join us up here, as we've prepared something very unique for this evening. So hope you could bear with us. And baka Martin, ano bang pinapagawa natin sa mga tao dito ngayon?
Pinapagawa natin yung tinatawag na soapbox style of talking to people. So back in the day, when the politicians or those who have wonderful thoughts would go to the streets, bring their soapbox and talk. And we want this event to be special. We want it to be different. And we want to honor our guests. And of course, we want to honor the women that we are honoring, because our motto for tonight is power. Please, boys and girls, if you can just join us here in front on that podium over there before I introduce our speaker. We want this to be as informal as possible. Hans?
Yeah, I think it's going to be very informal. It's going to be a unique way of actually getting the message of our speaker for the evening. Hindi pa natin ito nagagawa before, so there's going to be a different experience. Please focus your attention onto the stage.
Onto the stage. Onto the stage.
Parang dun sa area where the cameras has the camera, dun tayo mag-focus para dyan natin gagawin yung talk natin for this evening.
Okay, so please focus on that stage on the right side. Haharap kayo sa speaker natin.
Yes, exactly. Haharap kayo dun sa speaker natin. The speaker is going to be standing on that stage over there, and they'll be presenting to us, their special measures for the evening. May I also invite our sister chapters, please come along. Let's. It should be a good experience.
Celebrate Women's Month, and
with our sisters here.
Yeah, it's
They can
it's
ask the questions that us men cannot ask.
yeah, exactly. It's mga para hindi naman tayo nahihiya.
And the usher will just lead our guest. Okay, can I introduce the guest?
Yes, I think you can.
Isa siyang mahusay at matapang na mambabatas na nagsulong na mababa ang presyo ng gamot. Siya rin ay dating broadcaster na umani ng parangal. Bilang mapagmahal na single mother na 4 na anak, isa din siyang kampiyon ng mga nanay at may track record sa pagsulong ng mga issues ng kababalaghan. Nagsipilit siyang miyembro ng PhilHealth Board of Directors na pinaglaban ang karapatan ng mga senior citizens, persons with disability at mga indigent members. Dadalhin niya sa Senado ang ating pangarap para sa universal health of society o abot kayang serbisyong pangkalusugan para sa lahat. Ang ating tagapaglaban para sa Healthy Pinoy, Healthy Pinas, ang boses na kabaihan, 20 sa balota, Risa Ontiveros. Here's the drill. 10 minutes platform, then I think 10 minutes for yes, it's up to you.
Salamat brother and especially sister chapters ninyo na nandito ngayong gabi. Actually, I had just told President Rami na hindi ako naghanda ng speech as such kasi ang alam ko media forum ito, so mas pag-uusap natin. But in any case, I would like to share something with you. But just as an aside, also nung papunta kami rito, sabi ko kay Laila, yung music, parang music para dalhin yung mga Kristiyano sa Coliseum, sa mga leon. Nasa yung mga gladiators, pero siguro tayo na yun. Lalo na yung mga kabaro ko na nandito ngayong gabi. Well, ako nga si Lisa Ontiveros, and may I say that I'm eternally grateful to the JCI family, to the JCs, because noong 2001, isa ako sa marami nyo nang binigyan ng affirmation sa mga life's work natin sa pamamagitan ng TO1M. And that was for peace advocacy. So thank you so much forever. Because of people like you, I'm a peace advocate for life. Ngayong taon, sabi rin nga ng isang kasama ko sa table kanina, I'm really hoping that, like Pia words back, that the third time's the charm. Bunga ng trabaho ko noon bilang mambabatas sa House of Representatives, pagtrabaho sa mga batas tulad ng Cheaper Medicines Law, lalo na para sa domestic generics manufacturing and parallel importation, hanggang sa pinakahuli yung pagsuporta sa sin tax law. At bunga rin ng trabaho ko bilang director kung saan bahagi ako ng pagtanggol sa karapatan ng ating mga senior citizens laban sa ilang mga tiwaling eye center. At bilang naging bahagi rin ako ng pagdoble ng ating hemodialysis sessions mula 45 hanggang 90 session days. Ngayong mga buwang ito, nagpo-focus talaga ako sa platforma ng universal healthcare o kalusugang pangkalahatan. Kaya ngayong slogan na Healthy Pinoy, Healthy Pinas na sinabi din ni Martin kanina. Siyempre dahil ngayong buwan ng Marso ay pandidigang buwan ng mga kababaihan, sinasabi ko rin Healthy Pinay, Healthy Pinas. Itong pangarap natin ng universal healthcare, and I think in many of your projects, nasisilip nyo rin ito, it's not a pipe dream. It's something na may mga actually existing models na sa ating mundo, whether yung national health system sa UK, yung Obamacare sa US, and even closer to home, yung universal healthcare system sa Thailand. May 4 na pillars o building blocks yan. And on each one, we've already made steps. Legislation at saka yung health insurance. Merong pang-4 na yung iba pang health agencies, pangunahin ng Department of Health, ay may mga hakbang na isinulong na. At napaka-konkreto ng implikasyon na makapagtaguyod tayo ng sarili nating universal healthcare system dito sa Pilipinas. Ibig lamang sabihin, ang bawat Pilipino, mahirap man, middle class, mayaman, patas ang laban para magpagaling. Napaka-konkreto, ibig sabihin, walang babaeng hindi makapagpatingin sa doktor, walang buntis na itataboy sa emergency room ng ospital, walang pamilya na mamumulubi dahil lang sa presyo ng gamot. Dahil napaka-konkreto ng mga kondisyon na pinanggagalingan natin, and some of them, Job mentioned in his opening remarks, the fact na sa Millennium Development Goals, kung bakit nakulena tayo sa pagpapababa ng maternal mortality rate. Globally, naibaba ng Community of Nations ang MMR, pero dito sa Pilipinas, it actually rose from 170 plus per 100,000 live births to 220 plus, when the MDG goal was to bring it down to a maximum of 50 plus. And the terrible thing for those of us who are already parents, now 1 out of every 10 teenage girls is already a teenage mom. Bukod pa dyan, tayo na lang yung isa sa original na 6 na South ASEAN member nations na mataas pa rin ang incidence ng HIV and AIDS. Everybody else plateaued or started to bring that down. Dahil napaka-konkreto ng mga pinanggagalingan natin kondisyon, napaka-konkreto din at dapat lang yung panawagan natin, calls to action towards universal health care. And for these 3 months, I'm focusing again on 3 or 4 actually, yung pagtaguyod ng mga super barangay health centers. Again, I appeal to the JCI community to look into this in their partnership projects and programs with different communities. By super, I simply, but really mean super dahil may inpatient facilities, may laboratory units, may birthing room, at saka may doktor. So for women, that means hindi kailangan lumakbay ng malayo para lang yung buntis or nanganak ay makakuha ng medical care. Ibig sabihin din ng Healthy Pinoy Healthy Pinas sa ngayon ay siguruhin natin yung mas malawak na benepisyo ng PhilHealth para sa lahat. Lalo na sa ating mga lolo at lola, yung ating mga persons with disabilities. So a project Dare to Care. Mabuhay kayo para dyan. Yeah. That's one good example of a grassroots program that would bring our kids, including us, all the way up to Palaro and the Olympics. Yeah. And PhilHealth benefits for the indigents. Kasi if we help every Filipino family still in poverty raise themselves out of poverty, if we broaden the Filipino middle class, we will sustain yung pagiging second fastest growing economy natin sa mundo after only China. We will be able to redistribute more equally the gains of this, economic growth we're so proud of among more Filipinos for the common good, for the greater good, and really develop our country. Last but not the least, Healthy Pinoy Healthy Pinas, para sa ating mga barangay health workers, let's increase their allowances and benefits. Let's add to their trainings and accreditation so that all the more they become partners of our LGUs in community barangay-based health. Urgently, second to the last but not the least, urgently, dagdagan natin ang New Republic Act 8344. Ito yung nagpapabawal na hindi tumanggap ng pasyente sa ER dahil lang di sila makabayad ng deposit. So let's do that by strengthening the enforcement. Let's make it so that a pregnant woman who arrives in emergencies may not be transferred if the transfer will further endanger her and the baby. And let's capacitate private hospitals to have a fund for indigents and to work in partnership with public hospitals close the healthcare gap in our country. So are you telling me or you're not telling me I'm over time? Oh my God, you are in trouble. I could talk all night. Lyle and I could talk all night. So siguro I'll end here yung mga thoughts ninyo about universal healthcare, mga hungkay, including legislators, can partner with the private sector, how we can all partner with civil society, iba't ibang sectors, lalo yung basic sectors, to realize actually our many dreams. Health is just one of them, but I know it's dear to everyone's heart. And so maraming salamat really to be with another great chapter of the JCI family in the Philippines. Mabuhay po kayo lahat.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Tita Rami, introduce myself. My name is Sarah. So, first question is actually, but what would be your social services. So, maraming education system. We can look at how less of the tax burden can be passed on, especially to minimum wage earners, so that there is more take-home pay. Kasi pag mas may take-home pay ang tao, they can buy more products, pay for more services on the side. That generates more taxes for social services. At the end of the month, mas may naitipid sila, naipon, pwedeng impok sa bangko or other savings instruments. At the end of the year, may maliit na kapital sila at pwede nilang ipuhunan yon, lalo na sa micro, small, and medium-scale enterprises. Always a very important part of our economy. Small and medium-scale generate most of the employment, and if we grow them together with the large scale, together with the foreign, then I think we can move forward to, well, my proposal, some of our proposal of a mixed economy. Lalo na, super timely ito ngayon kasi nga ASEAN economic integration. So if we enable more and various sized stakeholders in the Philippine economy to participate, that's good for the whole country. And of course, my main interest in taxes right now is the sin taxes. BIR reports to us every quarter, the sin tax rate is sustained and it's actually slightly growing every quarter. So that's always a good source to look at for possible greater spending for developing a universal healthcare system, developing healthy habits among us Filipinos, and really trying to promote our kids, younger Filipinos, to have a healthier lifestyle. Based on the medyo tinamaan po ako ng konti and I'm sure marami rin po dito
I also enjoy a good drink once in a while.
But we're also open for any questions, especially for the ladies and for the gents from JCI Manila. If you guys have any questions, please. Here we go from JCI Manila, Francis Urduha, our member Carol. Significant Carol from Makati Francis Urduha. So I admire your advocacy, especially sa universal healthcare, and alam ko tatamaan niya ng maternal healthcare for women. However, hindi pwede hindi tanungin kung saan natin tutuloy yung budget na i-allocate natin. Dahil kasi kadalasan, ang problema ng mga hospital, kaya nila tinataboy yung mga babae ay dahil sa kulang ng charges. Kung saan po natin kung kulang kasi taxes. Pero bang allocated sa education, tutuloy natin ang
I don't think, I'm not sure yet offhand if we can take from DepEd's budget for universal health care. Although the budget for DOH
is bigger this year, considerably bigger than last year. But still, I would say that sin taxes are probably the best source. At saka hindi naman magiging constant yung spending on particular items over time if through those health interventions every year or every 5-year period, na-improve natin yung overall health situation ng mga Pilipino, there will be less recourse, for example, to the most expensive tertiary care kung halimbawa na-empower natin, na-capacitate natin yung mga barangay health service providers or those super barangay health centers to address the simpler, more primary care-oriented, and also less expensive health concerns of people. Kahit yung kahit yung utilization ng PhilHealth, sa ngayon it's only at about 11 or 12%. I say only kasi given the not so good health situation of most Filipinos right now, siguro kung umabot na sa 100% yung enrollment as members ng mga Pilipino, sa ngayon it's at about 92%. So malaki na yon. That's around about 92 million of us, half indigent Filipinos. So maganda yon. Siguro for the first few years na 100% ng mga Pinoy ay enrolled, medyo tataas yung utilization. But if you look at universal healthcare systems around our home region, around the world, average utilization will settle at about 6 to 7% kasi habang lumulusog na yung populasyon. And of course, and we women know this, the men too, na kung ang intervention natin ay dun pa lang sa antas ng pregnant and pregnant women about to give birth and babies, pag dun tayo naka-intervene in a timely fashion, we make for healthier Filipinos in later age groups. Based on my experience also as a director of PhilHealth, I was there representing health service providers. I know and I continue to believe that the majority also of private hospitals and private healthcare professionals are, abiding by their Hippocratic oath to do no harm. And I understand the financial difficulties of some of the smaller private hospitals. Kaya sinasabi ko, maybe we can explore with government. Is there a way, I don't think directly from sin taxes, but is there a way to somehow partner with the private hospitals? Is there some counterparting scheme or whatever to enable them to never turn away emergency indigent patients, but to also support them through some kind of policy intervention so that their business in the private healthcare sector remains sustainable. Of course, last but not the least, ang interest ko rin bilang dating nagtatrabaho sa PhilHealth at true believer pa doon hanggang sa ngayon, I really hope that government can leverage PhilHealth as a health insurance or health financing institution to strengthen our public health sector. It's amazing. 60% of our hospitals today are still private, while the majority of Filipinos are poor. So medyo kabalintunaan na the majority, more often than not, will be forced to go to the private and probably more expensive hospitals. Sana PhilHealth can, as one pillar of the universal healthcare system, can be leveraged to enable the public hospitals, which are part of that other pillar yung institution, service delivery system, na positive partnership between private and public hospitals can also help facilitate that yung pagtaas ng quality of care kahit sa public hospitals.
Thank you very much. Seems a lot of work, pero sana nga po mangyari lang. Sinabi niyo.
Ginagawa ko ng ibang mga bansa. There's no reason we cannot think about it, plan for
JCI Manila and all of the chapters in JCI Philippines also do the same thing, and according to what you're saying, we're trying our best. But on to the next question. Education is necessary and one of the rights of a person. But what will be your propaganda in making education free to all, especially to those who are in the peripheral?
Okay, well, for students who are in the peripherals right now, meron na ang DepEd na ALS, di ba? Yung alternative learning systems. Meron din silang effort to reach out to the Muslim madrasas or schools, religious schools, at saka yung mga schools or learning institutions ng mga indigenous peoples to give credits, academic credits to the lessons that the kids learn there, and also to integrate them into the national education system, to make the whole education system more inclusive. And again, that's the same for all the work that's gone on all these years, and the rethinking even about SPED, special education. I mean, when I was a kid, SPED was always separate from regular school. Pero ngayon, tingin ko maganda yung reflection ng mga edukador natin that there's something to be said for special kids and regularly able kids learning together. And the culture that develops among them, they help each other. Special kids also teach regularly. And then yung education, actually it's already moved beyond propaganda. People have actually started thinking about how to propose that even tertiary education, so beyond the current constitutional mandate on free basic education, how can tertiary education eventually become free also in the Philippines? I remember once I was on an exposure program in France. They had this thing for visiting parliamentarians, and one of the things that the French taught me, I have never forgotten, they said, if you want forever a class society, it's so simple. Just have one kind of education for the very rich, a different kind for the rich, another different kind for the middle class, yet another different kind for the poor, and one for but classic of ang French Revolution, what more egalitarian society than just have one kind of high quality and accessible education for everyone, regardless of their class origin, their socioeconomic background, and of course lifelong learning. So I think the K-12 was an essential reform. I mean, agal na, we needed to reach that regional benchmark of 12 years of basic education. Sabi ng iba may mga problema. Lahat naman ng reform at pagbabago may problema. So, may problema, ayusin natin, di ba? That's what adults do. And then, ang maganda, balita natin yung mga college and university presidents have begun visioning also. What's their vision of tertiary education in the Philippines? Paano ililink ito backwards sa basic education so that we develop a whole modern, progressive, accessible, and high-quality education system for the Philippines. And again, just like for, maraming magagandang modelo ng education system in other countries around the world, including our region, na mapag-aaralan natin, mapaghahakuan natin ng features, and our own Filipino ingenuity, I'm sure, can come up with something that is appropriate for us.
Sounds really nice. Ako personally, my brother is a special child, so I can relate to what you're saying. It was quite difficult for us to look for a school for him, which is nearby our house. But again, I think with what you said, I think marami rin dito na moms and dads would really agree to what you mentioned. But I think it's still a long way, still a lot of work, and we are still hoping that it will come eventually after this election. I hope there's somebody there who can take charge and more. Thank you so much for answering all our questions.
Lisa Veros, pwede pong lumapit mas close tayo sa susunod na speaker. Kung po tayo mahiya, please. Mas maganda kasi sa camera. Bumabawi lang ako kay Rami. Dahil matagal po akong hindi naging aktibo sa JCI Manila. Okay. Too late na. She is known as the fearless and uncompromising Secretary of Justice of the Aquino administration. She was called the woman with balls in social media for her courage and determination in demanding accountability for untouchable political giants. She is the David who controlled and confronted the Goliaths and exacted from them what justice demanded. She bears with her the record of a 5-year-strong anti-corruption and anti-crime campaign never seen before in the Department of Justice. Before that, she gave a face and a voice to the Commission on Human Rights as its chairperson, putting human rights issues in the public consciousness. She studied law at the San Pedro College of Law, graduated salutatorian of her batch, and she started her career as a lawyer when she placed 8th in the 1985 bar examinations. She hails from Iliga City, on Camarines Sur, and aptly appropriated the kilometer oracle, meaning bold and assertive to describe her no-nonsense and straightforward style, going against powerful and influential figures at odds with the law. This comes from her conviction as a lawyer that the rule of law and social justice are the two most important elements of a progressive society. If elected to the Senate, she intends to push for a renewed offensive against graft and corruption and criminal enterprises by reforming the justice system's investigation and prosecution procedures, by strengthening existing mechanisms for the recovery of ill-gotten wealth. Gawing isa sa 12, Laila de Lima, number 12 sa Manila.
Thank you, Martin. Endorse to your Rami and to your EVP Job. I asked your sister what's her nickname, so it's Job. Your sister is Joppy, and she's with my team, Team Laila. And of course, to my teammate, Risa. My heartfelt thanks to JCI for having me tonight. I'm quite blessed. It's quite a pleasure to be here. And I just applaud JCI for all your efforts, endeavors, initiatives, programs, and projects. And I was particularly moved in the earlier video, the Dare to Care, the special children, the children with special needs. I'm a mother of a special child. My eldest is 33 years old. His name is Israel. He's autistic. He's my blessing, he's my angel. And they say, siya daw ang aking lucky charm. I love him so much. That's Israel. He's very good looking, he's very sweet, and he has very special talents. I must start by saying that it's not a joke to be a candidate for a national position. I should have asked Riza earlier. No, Riza, sobra palang nakakapagod. Grabe. It's so exhausting. But the consolation is that at least it's all just physical stress. This time it's just physical stress. Unlike before in the DOJ, all kinds of stress. Physical, emotional, psychological, mental. But now just physical stress. It's too late to withdraw. Really grabe. Just like today, I came from Pangasinan. Yesterday we were also together in Pangasinan. And then we are averaging about 5 to 7 events a day. And it's supposed to be my bedtime already. I wake up very early and have successive events. And this time I should be in bed. And that's why lobat na po ako. But I couldn't say no to JCI. Okay, platform. As a former election lawyer, as a former CHR chairperson,
And as a former DOJ secretary, I'm focusing on the areas of justice and rule of law, anti-corruption, human rights, and electoral reforms. Now, I don't have time to discuss all of those, but let me tackle the first two, justice, rule of law, and anti-corruption. What exactly do I intend to do? I want simpler laws for the criminal justice system. I would be focusing on how to reform and how to make our justice system, particularly criminal justice system, more efficient and faster. We have already introduced certain very important bills. They're now in Congress. Those were initiated by the DOJ. I'm referring to a proposed new code of crimes and a proposed criminal investigation bill. Up with a new code of crimes, a truly modern Filipino and simple body of criminal laws. Do you know that our revised penal code is 83-year-old? And that's why there are a lot of obsolete provisions there already. It's time to update. It's time to make the provisions of our penal code much simpler. It's time to do away with the Latin and the Spanish terms. It's time to do away with many classification of crimes. It's time to do away with obsolete crimes like challenging to a duel. I used to think, but before you laugh, I used to think that challenging to a duel is already an obsolete crime until I heard a presidential candidate challenging another presidential candidate to a duel. So it's not obsolete after all. I think we just have to increase the penalty. Challenging to a duel. So anyway, okay. So criminal investigation bill. You know that it takes an average of 6 years before criminal cases get resolved in this country, and even more, especially the major crimes. Look at the Mindanao massacre. It's almost or more than 6 years already. It's still pending. Although I always say, because I want to motivate people. So I would say, well, I think before the president steps down, we will see certain convictions in the Mindanao massacre. But it really takes that long. And our conviction rate, our success rate is still, on the average, very low, especially drug cases. Drug cases, our conviction rate is less than 5%, 2 to 3%. Now, what is the problem? It's about time that the law enforcers and the prosecutors should work together in terms of building cases, case build-up. You know that our prosecutors think and act like they are judges. They think that their job is simply to evaluate evidence whenever a complainant goes to them, and then they subpoena respondents, and then they evaluate the evidence objectively, impartially, as judges. But after resolving a case on preliminary investigation trial, that's it. Wala nang silang gagawin. They should help the investigators, whether it's NBI or PNP, do a thorough case buildup so that when these cases go to court, it would have higher chances of success, higher conviction rate. I really want to do that. Now, I tried to introduce already that change of mindset among our prosecutors. That's why in very major cases, and some of those you saw in the AVP, you know, the Mampasapani incident, the Atimona route, and even the PDAP cases, I created a composite team of prosecutors and investigators in evidence gathering and in case buildup. I want to institutionalize that practice through this criminal investigation bill, which is now actually pending in Congress, but I'm sure it will not pass, no time anymore, just like the DDL. So I would want to refile that piece of legislation or that bill. Anti-corruption. We all know that this administration is the fiercest enemy of corruption. We all know that we have a lot of gains already in the area of anti-corruption. Since when have we seen a former president in jail facing charges for electoral sabotage case and for plunder? Since when have we impeached a sitting Chief Justice? Impeached, then tried him and found him guilty and can no longer serve in government. Since when did we have a sitting ombudsman who was forced to resign because she was also about to face an impeachment proceedings? And since when have we seen sitting senators in jail, except that from 3 became 2 because of a very questionable ruling of the Supreme Court? Senator Enrile should not have granted bail. That was very questionable. It's an unprecedented ruling. He's not supposed to get bail because the only basis for the grant of bail for someone who is being tried for a non-bailable offense or a capital offense like plunder is if the evidence of guilt is not strong. That was not the basis of the Supreme Court's grant of the bail, but this alleged humanitarian consideration, advanced age, failing health. But look at his performance in the resumption of the Mama Sapano hearing, and earlier in the hearing on the $81 million laundered money. Now, and look at the ombudsman. Very good performance. It's been fighting cases left and right. It's so gung-ho. The ombudsman, our current gung-ho, our current ombudsman is so gung-ho in filing cases left and right, allies or not. So fine, very successful anti-corruption campaign. Pero sa tingin ko po, kulang pa. Ano po ba ang kulang sa anti-corruption platform ng ating gobyerno ngayon? And this is part of my agenda. I would want to strengthen existing legal mechanisms in going after ill-gotten wealth. Ill-gotten wealth of plunderers and the corrupt, and also the wealth of these big criminal syndicates, drug syndicates, human trafficking syndicates, investment scams or investment scammers. And it's so timely with this hearing. I don't know if you watched the hearing earlier before the Senate, the 81 million. We have to plug the loopholes in the How do we make the search for ill-gotten wealth faster? And how do we prevent the concealment and the use of ill-gotten wealth effectively? Kulang na kulang pa po ang ating mga legal mechanisms. Of course, there's AMLA, but there are loopholes in that law. Kulang na kulang pa compared with other jurisdictions. So that's what I meant when I say that I would want to undertake a renewed offensive against criminality and against corruption. I guess I should stop there.
In relation po, Madam, with what you mentioned a while ago, you mentioned money laundering. So, if elected, ano po ang dadagdag ko pa sa kanila?
Titignan natin about the inclusion of the casinos and other institutions. Because right now what we have, what are covered by AMLA is our banks and financial institutions. Now casinos, for some reason, have been excluded so far. I heard because there's a certain strong lobby from that sector. It's about time to look into that and maybe other, like, lahat ng mga pwedeng bibigyan ng pera, lahat ng pwedeng madaanan ng pera, like also contracts probably. So let's see the result of that ongoing Senate inquiry. Medyo kanina, medyo evasive pa yung mga ibang resource persons. They were pointing to each other. Ms. Tequito is in hot waters, obviously. She's now a respondent in a case filed two days ago or yesterday before the DOJ. And that's why she kept on invoking the right against self-incrimination And she and the others kept invoking again the bank secrecy law. But Senator T.G. Gingon kept on reminding them that that is not applicable because the only one who can claim that is the owner of the account. Who is the owner of the account? Who is the owner of the funds here? The Bangladesh government. And the Bangladesh government itself was the one who requested for the Philippine government's help in looking into this matter. But it's a very technical issue. It's a complex matter.
Medyo magde-debate tayo, ma'am, dun sa mga na-mention niyo. But what is your stand about divorce?
Divorce. I am for divorce. We're the only country left without divorce. But as much as I am for divorce, I'm not promoting divorce. I'm just saying that there are times that the staying together, staying married, is more oppressive, would be more oppressive to either or both of them. Let's just make sure that we have the proper grounds and not based on very flimsy grounds, and it should go through. That you just wake up someday and you don't like the face anymore of your wife or of your husband, as the case may be. Huwag naman ganon.
So naniniwala po kayo sa forever, ma'am?
No.
So another question, maybe just to wrap this all up. What about juvenile law? I think now it's 15 years old, di ba po? So are you pro babae ba siya or
No. I know that there are sectors advocating for the lowering of the age of criminal responsibility from the current 15 to either 13, 11, or 9. Ang sinasabi nila, because there are more crimes now being committed by these minors, being used by the syndicates. That's not the solution. You know, the Juvenile and Justice Welfare Law is a very beautiful law. Take a look at it. I urge you to read that law that is authored by Senator Kiko Pangilinan, or combating senatorial Kiko Pangilinan. Ang problema, marami dyan sa mga provisions na hindi pa ipapapatupad. The usual excuse is the lack of resources by the LGUs. You know, if we start treating our juvenile offenders like adult offenders, you know, if we immediately subject them to trial, if we immediately subject them to judicial proceedings and then imprison them while awaiting trial, what is the hope of that juvenile, of that minor offender, of any reformation? You are destroying the very future of that child, of that minor. The solution is to really fully implement the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Law and to go after, run after the syndicates and not these juvenile offenders. If our young people go astray, it's partly our fault, the adults. I hope everyone is an adult here now. I can see very young faces here. You might be juvenile offenders also. So that's it. We have to blame ourselves also. Society has to be blamed. Go after those syndicates using these minors. And as I said, implement first fully the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Law before we come to those rash actions of lowering the age of criminal responsibility. Hindi po solusyon yun.
Last question po, Madam. Itong tanong din pwede din sagutin ni Ma'am Lisa, nandiyan pa si Ma'am Lisa. Halos lahat po kayo ng mga senatorial candidates ng daang matuwid, pasok sa Magic 12. And yet, your presidential candidate, medyo parang hirap po.
Not anymore. Statistically tied. All four of them, you know, for the first time in recent years or in recent elections, we really have a very close fight presidential race. And you know, what would matter later in the end game is what? Machinery. Machinery. For as long as SECMAR will continue his steady, although albeit slow rise, for as long as he does not slip down, for as long as he continues, get 1, 2, 3, 4 points, at the most, on the end game, the machinery would work for him. The machinery would work for the administration candidates. So take a look at the 4 presidential candidates now and try to determine sino ang talagang tunay na makakalaban dyan ni SECMAR at the end. Popularity won't be enough. It's machinery. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam Secretary, and good luck and God bless as well in your race.
Ayan, palakpakan po natin muli. Attorney Laila de Lima and Risa Ontiveros. We request everyone to settle down in your seats kasi tatawagin natin na that we will call our President Rami Villavicencio to deliver closing remarks. Okay. Upo po muna tayo dahil Pres Rami will deliver the closing remarks. Pres? Can we request the light man to turn on the lights, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Good evening. Firstly, I would like to personally thank our good senatorial candidates for making time to be with us tonight and to reach out to the members of our beloved organization, the JCI. Considering it's a campaign season, you could be probably in a sortie right now, campaigning to hundreds of people, but we are deeply humbled that you are here to be with us tonight. So thank you very much, Ma'am Risa and Ma'am Laila. JCI Manila recognizes the importance of respecting and honoring the equality of women. And considering it is National Women's Month, we opted to celebrate this advocacy by spending time with our sisters in the JCI community. And being able to celebrate this with such highly esteemed and reputable public servants make this event very special. I am sure after tonight, all our ladies here will walk out prouder because they have been highly motivated with the valuable lessons and wisdom you have shared. To Miss Risa, this is actually the second time I've heard you speak. The first time was about a month ago in Davao during another JCI event. I distinctively remembered that my national president told me that you are a woman to be admired. After hearing you speak, I couldn't agree more. Your style and grace is a breath of fresh air. Not forceful and not confrontational, but definitely influential. Thank you very much for not only being a woman that advocates women's rights and health, but also someone that caters to the youth as well. To Secretary De Lima, I personally respect and honor the advocacy you have about human rights. Your campaign on justice without fear or favor is something that our country needs badly. You went out with a very strong voice to share that the Philippine justice system can be full of integrity, just when a lot of Filipinos are starting to lose hope. As a father of 4 children, I can only hope and pray that the future of my children in this country will be lived at a time where integrity of the government is fully restored. And I can only thank good public servants like you and Ms. Risa for planting the seeds for the future. And I pray these seeds will continue to grow. To our sisters in the JCI, thank you for gracing this event. It was done with you in mind, without much fanfare, but instead with more substance. In coming up with this GMM, we thought of what better way to honor the women of JCI by hearing from empowered women themselves. We are doing less serenading, less dancing, less gift giving, and less gimmicks to show that we value your minds more and we consider you as equals. As I close, I would like to make a toast. Can I have my Can we all rise up? To the women of JCI, may you continue to be a source of inspiration and an equal voice and partner in implementing all JCI initiatives. And as always, let us be godly stewards of our organization. Cheers and God bless.
Thank you very much, Press Rami, for that wonderful closing remarks. Now, may I request Secretary Laila de Lima and Ms. Congresswoman Risa Hontiveros up back on the stage with our President, Rami Villavicencio, as we present a small gift of our appreciation for gracing our event this evening. I guess maybe be joined by EVP Job Esquivas, also on stage. Let me read the plaque. JCI Manila presents this plaque of appreciation to Ms. Ana Teresia Hontiveros and Secretary Laila de Lima for her presence as guest speaker during the third membership meeting of the Junior Chamber International Manila, given this day, the 15th of March 2016 at the New World Manila Hotel. Signed by our Secretary General, JCI member Michael Angelo Vargas, and our 2016 local organization president, Senator Ramiriro and Villavicencio. I wrote their names. May I ask all our sister chapters and our sisters guests to please join us up in the front for a photo opportunity. Mga ladies, the presidents of our sister chapters, and their corresponding members to please join us up in front. May I request all our sister chapters to please join us up front to